Hey everyone, I'm Matthew Evans, and welcome to another behind-the-scenes episode of the Stopwatch Collection. Today we're going to be taking a look at the making of our recent fantasy comedy 2-minute short film, My Tiny Invisible Dragon Friend. So, let's get into it. So the idea for the story of My Tiny Invisible Dragon Friend actually came from a bit of a unique source. My wife Soraya, who's the writer of many of our films here at Los Mentados, saw a Tumblr post of all things about having a tiny dragon as a pet. She thought that was a really cute idea, but our special effects capabilities are a bit limited, so we weren't able to actually put a full CGI dragon into the film. We don't really have the budget for that. So instead, we came up with the idea to make the dragon invisible. Now, this could be kind of a goofy thing in terms of like, oh, we're making a film about a dragon, but it's invisible, so we don't have to do any special effects. That feels like a little bit of a cheat. So, to make up for that, we decided to try to incorporate some practical special effects into this to bring the dragon into the world of the film without actually needing to do the level of extensive CG to put a full dragon character, even a tiny one, into the film. When we were shooting this, we started down in the Bosque here in Albuquerque, and one of the first special effects that we needed to pull off was for the dragon to kind of spit some fire at Evelyn as she's sitting there not giving him Cheez-Its. So we decided to pull this off with Soraya using a lighter and hairspray.
Okay, we're gonna do a test of our special effects here.
Safety first, kids.
That's awesome, actually.
We got a wide shot of the scene with Evelyn, our actress, sitting on one side, and then Soraya with the lighter and hairspray on the other side of the scene. She used the lighter and hairspray to do a couple of little bursts of fire at Evelyn. Evelyn reacted to them, and then leaving the camera where it was mounted on the tripod, we moved everybody out and got a clean plate of the scene. That way, in post-production, I could mask out Soraya and just have the fire appear without seeing her there with the lighter and hairspray. Our next practical special effect was the footsteps. Soraya found a stick down in the bosque that she was able to use as kind of a dragon foot, and she would push it into the ground, form a little footprint, back out, and then I would take a video of that. During this whole thing, the camera mounted to a tripod, so not moving at all. And then when the dragon would get to a Cheez-It after a couple of footprints, the Cheez-It would disappear, Soraya would leave a couple of crumbs in the place to make it look like the dragon had eaten the Cheez-It, and then we would move on with more footprints. In post-production, I edited out all of the extra space in this to make it really happen very quickly and tight, but I realized it needed a little something extra, and so I added a little bit of handheld camera shake in post-production to make it look like the whole thing wasn't filmed from a tripod, because otherwise it just looked way too bland and like it was a series of photos, basically. By adding the camera shake, then it actually looks like a video, and then it looks like I'm actually filming a tiny invisible dragon leaving footprints in the sand.
Okay, then I think we're done down here, so we can go back to the house.
Back at the house, we used a couple of other really easy techniques for some of the practical special effects. For the keys being dragged across the floor by the invisible dragon, we just tied some fishing line to the keys and dragged them. Finally, for the end of the film, when the dragon has his little hoard of shiny things under the couch, we actually had to elevate the couch on some books to fit the camera under there to get Evelyn's reaction shots as she looks under the couch because there wasn't enough room for the camera. So the ending of the film basically has Evelyn and I both just like sprawled out laying on the floor as I'm filming her reactions, and then of course moved the camera and filmed the little pile that the dragon had. For the pile of shiny stuff, we actually put a small tea light right behind the pile so that you couldn't see it super clearly with the camera, but we lit the tea light, and then right before we filmed, we actually blew out the tea light so that there was just this little wisp of smoke coming up from the pile to suggest that there was a tiny invisible dragon sitting there.
Just want to show the setup we have going on here.
Yeah, this is our TV setup.
We're trying to actually hypnotize Evelyn.
Overall, I'm really pleased with how the practical effects in this film came out. It's a fun, little whimsical story, and it was a lot of fun to make.
Okay, that's a wrap.
Woo! That's a wrap. I'll wrap.
So, I think that just about covers the behind the scenes of My Tiny Invisible Dragon Friend. If you enjoyed this look at the making of our latest film, be sure to like this video and comment below and let us know what genres of 1-minute films you want us to make next, because we're going to be starting production here pretty soon on kind of our second season of the Stopwatch collection of these micro short films. So, until next time, remember, when you're making a film, every second counts.